12 Sports presents coverage of Lake Conference Volleyball. Tonight, a great matchup between the Wayzata Trojans and the Hopkins Royals. Hello and welcome to the Lindbergh Center in Minnetonka. John Jacobson along with Andy Gugesberg. And Andy, year in and year out, you can look at these programs and say they're among the state's best. Two good sides again for these clubs this year.
Absolutely. Year in, year out, Hopkins, Wayzata going to be vying for a shot to get to the state tournament. And every once in a while, they throw some big punches there, too, and end up doing pretty well at the state tournament. There's some great programs. We're going to see some great volleyball tonight.
Tell me about the talent that this year's teams have for 2014 for Wayzata and Hopkins.
I tell you, Wayzata's got a couple great kids, been playing together for a long time. One kid we're going to showcase a lot tonight, probably going to be Kate Berg, outside hitter, sophomore, not big in stature, but she finds a way to score. And for Hopkins, it's the 6th year on varsity. It's the 6th year running the show. It starts and ends with Samantha. Samantha Selger-Swenson, one of the premier volleyball players, not just in the state, but in the country. Minnesota got a gem with her, and it's just fun to watch her play this game.
Let's break down the game for each of those players. Tell me a little bit more about Kate Berg's game, what makes her so good as a sophomore.
Berg, although she's a sophomore, last year when she played all the time, never made those freshman mistakes that you always hear about. Played smooth, played calm, never got rattled. She's going to score a few points for you, but she's never going to give a point away. Swenson, on the other hand, puts her hitters in positions to look amazing. They got a sophomore named Jasmine Martin, who jumps way higher than anybody should at this level. She's having a great year so far, had 31 kills, I believe, against Roseville just last week. Wonderful, wonderful player. Samantha's going to find her and the rest of those weapons and put them in places to win.
Still fairly early in the season, only a couple weeks in, Andy. So at this point in the year, if you're a coach, what are you looking for from your team? You want to win tonight, but what are you looking for long term?
Long-term goals from tonight have got to be, can we win the serve and pass battle? Can we limit the runs? You hear every experienced coach, which Scott and Vicky are beyond experience. You hear every experienced coach talk about, if we can limit the amount of three-point runs we give up, our chances to win increase exponentially. That's what we're looking for, because everybody's going to give up a point or two, but can you stop the bleeding, get the ball back, and then go on a run of your own?
Should be a great one tonight in the Lake Conference. Wayzata and Hopkins, and we'll set it off next for you on 12 Sports.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
Welcome to the Lindbergh Center in Minnetonka for Channel 12's coverage of Lake Conference Volleyball. 6-2 Wayzata coming to visit 3-2 Hopkins in a matchup of two of the best teams in this conference, two of the best teams in the state of Minnesota for 2014. John Jacobson and Andy Gugesberg with you. And Andy, these teams have had some great matches over the years, and it helps to build a rivalry when you've had the same coaches for a long time, Scott Jackson and Vicky Selger-Swenson, and these teams know each other. The personnel having played each other at least twice a year during the regular season, often a third time in section play too.
Yeah, these teams know each other inside out. It's really fun to watch these girls interact with each other. They know each other from playing over the last few years. Some of them play off-season ball together. We're not too terribly far apart from each other, so they have been friends for a while. That's what makes these matches really fun. You get teams that have played together for a while, and they're playing for hometown pride. There's a lot at stake here. These teams, like you said, they play at least 2 times, 3 if it's section. Sometimes they'll run into each other 1 or 2 times in tournament play as well. A couple of years ago, I believe I was asking Vicky a couple of years ago, she said they played Wayzata 5 times in one season. Now that might border on the side of getting sick of each other, but every match is always a battle, no matter where these teams are at the beginning of the time.
Let's look at the starting lineups for these teams. For Wayzata, Lauren Jaggerson, Kate Berg, Sabrina Luer, Morgan Baufield, Tia Dilly-Starks, Mackenzie Greshel, and libero Riley Wilson. And for the Hopkins Royals, Jasmine Martin, Audrey Erickson, Carissa Hilgers, Ruby Moreland, Ellie Mogg, Samantha Seliger-Swenson, and their liberos Ingrid Werner.
Going to be a great match tonight. Two, like we talked about, very experienced coaches that know each other very, very well. Right now we see the kids just getting going. Refs are checking the lineups. Everybody's excited. Fans are filling in quite nicely. Going to be a nice night for some volleyball here.
Hopkins in black, Wayzata in blue. And Carissa Hilgers, the senior defensive specialist, will get it started. Good serve. Wayzata, though, able to receive it. We are underway. Short set, Seliger-Swenson. And the hit is down for a point. Ellie Mogg, the senior middle, with a kill and a point for the Hopkins Royals. Good serve deep, and that'll go for an ace.
Hilgers has that nice little jump float, little hop on that ball. Puts the ball right in the 1-6 seam there for an ace. Communication error maybe, but definitely a great serve. Here she comes again.
Ball set to Dilly Starks, handled back row by Werner. Cross goes from Seliger-Swenson to Martin. A little trouble for Wayzata, but they do get it over. Swenson again for Janice Martin off the block. Nicely job by Wayzata to block that back. Hopkins able to recover. Now Wayzata scrambling a little bit. Ball to the middle, pounded home for a point. Again, it's Mogg with the kill.
Mogg gets her second kill here. We got a nice little jump set. Swenson draws the left side block up. Mogg goes one-on-one, is going to win that battle a lot.
So a quick 3-0 start for Hopkins in the first set. A little setter dump there by Seliger-Swenson for the fourth point. How good is Samantha? I mean, she's just a terrific player for this level, isn't she?
She has been one of the best players in the state for the last couple of years. A 6-year starter doing amazing things. Probably one of the best players in the country. And this serve there by Hilgers.
I remember Mom telling me, this was at least probably 3 years ago when she was first being recruited, talking about UCLA contacting her, and a great gift for the University of Minnesota to have her come play for them for the next 4 years.
Yeah, she's going to do some really nice things up there.
Swenson setting for Martin. Starks with a good block. Hits the point for Wayzata to make it 4-2.
Dilly Starks does a really good job of lining up Jazz's shoulder and taking away whatever she can possibly do here. That's a great looking block.
Here's Kate Bird, sophomore. Handled by Hilgers. Swenson got it set for Erickson. Wayzata got it back. Back set now for Erickson into the net. And now Wayzata with 3 straight points.
Erickson coming off an ACL injury last fall, took the last club season off. Good to see her back jumping, doing some nice things.
Ball at the net, knocked down as a kill for Sabrina Lohr. Senior middle, and a run of 4 now for Wayzata.
Pass is tight, goes over. Swenson does what she can to get in front of it, but the block is too big there. Nice sweep on the overpass.
That serve missed, and it'll go to Hopkins and a point for the Royals. Puts them up 5-4 again. Ingrid Werner, senior libero, in, and she'll serve here. All set outside. Nice job by Jagerson to get to that one. Martin trying to cut it back for Hopkins. Back set, Dilly Starks. A little too much power on that hit. Another Royals point, and it's 6-4.
Good, healthy swings on both sides of the net. Both teams are really going after it right now.
Wide on the kill attempt from Jagerson, off the set from Greshel.
Wayzata's got 2 sophomores that don't come off the floor, and it really, really is starting to show here. They're coming together pretty nicely.
Dilly Starks dug up nicely by Erickson. Ball to the middle, Lohr. Missed long, didn't miss by much. It's 8-4.
Nice cross court, just misses that left sideline over here. It's a good looking swing, not quite in.
Ball blocked by Swenson, but out of play. And goes as a point for Wayzata.
Jagerson has a whip on her arm. Does a really nice job elevating and getting on top of that ball, going off the block.
Sabrina Luer serving. Martin off of Luer here for a point. Good job by Swenson to set that ball. It was passed pretty tight to the net. And now Swenson will serve. Her team up by 4. Ball to the middle. Put away by Morgan Baufield. Sophomore middle. Had an older sister, Lauren, who played here about 7 years ago. And they got a nice group of sophomores. She and Greshel and Berg all in the starting lineup, all just 10th graders. Dilly Starks changes it up on the serve. Good block, handled by Hopkins, and then it drops down, though, for a point for the Trojans. Big block in the middle by Morgan Baufield.
Really good vision by her to recognize that Martin was coming back in to hit the high ball in the middle, stays home, gets rewarded.
Swenson back set, kill for Martin. Jasmine Martin, 6'3" sophomore. 31 kills versus Roseville a week ago, Hopkins school record for one match.
She hits angles most kids don't. When you reach that high, you're going to do some pretty good things.
Ball blocked in the middle, or on the side rather, by Hopkins. Swenson will get it outside. Deep, Dilly Starks receiving it. And this one goes down off the blockers. Jagerson will get credit for the kill. And I'll make it 10-8.
It's a really good job by finding the left hand of the middle blocker there. Ruby does a nice job of closing, but the hand is still exposed.
Ball hit long in the attack from Greta Werner. Sophomore outside hitter. Wayzata back to within a point.
Strong sophomore class up here.
Hopkins has seen their lead evaporate. It's a 10-10 game. Jagerson serving. Back set, right side attack, and a point for Erickson and Hopkins.
Erickson attacking that right side of the Wayzata defense. Seems to be a pretty good place to be swinging at right now.
Ball set outside, good block by Erickson, putting back the hit from Berg.
Berg gets a pretty good set here, goes up and wants it, thinks she can hit a seam, but Erickson drops her left hand in and puts two hands on it.
Berg on the attack again, going down the line.
Just misses that ball down the line. The cross-court shot was blocked. Good thought to think that line would be open. She just missed it.
It's 13-10. Moreland's serve is just long. So the Trojans get to serve back, trailing by 2. And Morgan Baufield back to serve here for the Trojans. Back to Erickson, dug up high. And Luer's hit just a little long. Good set by Greshel. Luer thought maybe she had caught the back line, but it's ruled long and a point for Hopkins. 14-11. Greshel back set this time for Luer. Martin scrambles for it, so does Swenson. Get it to the middle. Martin pushing it over. Greshel across for Berg. Dumps it over the block and in for a point.
Berg's going to find a way to score. She gets blocked once. She hits wide the second time. That third ball, she will find a way to get it to the floor.
How important is that to be the key to being a good hitter too, Andy? Not doing the same thing and just hoping your power can overcome the blockers.
Right.
Changing it up like that.
Exactly. There's a time and a place to go up and just hit hard. If the team you're playing against is sitting on that ball, then you've got to do something else, because as we talk about all the time in the game, it doesn't matter how we get that point. We just want one more.
Tilly Starks a little too strong on that hit. The Royals up by 4 again at 16-12 now.
Tia's been playing varsity for a while as well. We got a timeout on the floor here from Wayzata. Tia's been playing, I think this is probably her 4th year of varsity, if memory serves. Great player, does all the things that you need a 6 rotation player to do. What we're trying to see right now is, wonder what's in Scott's mind. He's probably just telling the kids, let's calm down a little bit. We're doing some nice things. Maybe thinking a little bit too much, maybe a little bit too much adrenaline for this early point in the match.
16th year as head coach at Wayzata, and had some state tournament success. First got them there in 2004. State runners up a few years ago. Really have had some strong players come through that program through the years, as has Vicki Swenson, now in her 20th year as head coach. Now getting a chance to coach her daughter for the last 6 years, as you mentioned. Now her senior year.
I happen to know that there's some little Swensons coming up as well. There's some twins running around here, and another little one named Ella. I don't see her going anywhere for a long time. She loves this game, and this game has treated her well. So I could love to see Vicki on the bench for a long time to come.
Right now, her team up 16-12 here in the first set. Out of the timeout, Bird gets the attack and kill. Big point for Wayzata. Not wanting to get down by 5 this late in the set, so they cut it instead to 3. Swenson to the middle to Erickson. Long on her hit. 16-14.
One of the ways the game is evolving, as it always is you see more and more players with this jump float serve, just changing the angle of the ball a little bit. If they contact it high, the ball has less time going up and it drops quicker.
Greta Werner on the serve receive. Jazz Martin trying to cut it, but missed wide on her hits. And where'd she get it down?
She did get it down. Yes. Again, you hit those angles, it's tough to tell, but yeah, she was able to paint the line there a little bit, I believe.
Though it's 17-14. Hopkins again up by 3.
Ball handling error right there by Martin. Coming up fast to her, tries to get her hands on it and set out a clean ball. A little double contact.
Serve from Lure. Martin, 17-16. Scoreboard had briefly said 18-15 here. Now they've got it right. 17-16 is the score. Ruby Moreland with the kill. First of the match.
Fantastic get by Swenson. This ball is tight, almost over. She goes super athlete and goes and get the ball, and Moreland knows she's going to get there, so she's in the air with her. Great play.
Diving to the floor, Ingrid Werner to get that ball up, but couldn't save the point. Wayzata gets it in there. Back to within 1 again. Is the dive by Werner, but Tia Daly starts right there at the net to put it away.
A backspin serve there. Don't know if that was intentional.
Quick put away from Moreland.
Swenson's able to find Moreland on the 31 or the A set, and the block isn't quite aware of where she's going, so that's a nice, easy kill for her.
Martin serves. Wayzata scrambling. They able to recover. Nice dig up by Martin and put away by Erickson.
Great job by Martin to get in the seam and pop that ball up. Swenson does a great job getting her hands on the ball and delivering that back set to Erickson for the kill.
Martin back row with the serve and an ace. 21-17 Hopkins. Another timeout for Scott Jackson and the Trojans.
You know, we talked earlier that these matches, you're looking for the win, obviously, but you're also looking for some other things. One of the things we're trying to get these teams to understand is giving up runs, limiting runs. And I think Jackson, both of his timeouts have come at great times in the match. The last one resulted in a Kate Berg kill right off the timeout. We'll see what kind of trick he has in his sleeve here. We see Martin here with a great serve into that 5-6 seam. Berg opens up. We got a nice touch by the libero there. Wilson just kind of opened up her hip a little late. I think she jabs that ball outside next time, gets it right on top of Greshel. Will be in a better position. Wayzata will be to side out here.
The Jazz Martin back to serving. Her team up by 4. Trying to close out the first set. And another ace. Right at Wilson. First 5-point lead of the night.
Great contact on that serve as well.
Swenson back to Erickson off the block. Starks gets it. Greshel, quick set, and unable to tap it over, though, was Baufield. A little unforced error there, and the Royals on the verge of putting this one away.
Greshel looking for Baufield to be right next to her, and she had a little too much space.
That's too strong.
There's a lot of players letting the other team off the hook. We've had about 4 or 5 nice 3 to 5 point runs, and all of them ended with a service error here. And on cue, we get another one from Wayzata.
Now set point here for Wayzata.
Moreland serving here.
Right at the net. Swenson, Erickson got it over. Wilson scrambling to it. Greshel over to Berg. And a whistle and
double contact
by Wayzata, and the point to Hopkins, and they win this first set 25-17 or 25-18. Andy, your thoughts on how the Royals attacked things right from the beginning? They had got the lead early.
I thought the Royals did a really nice job of serving very aggressively to the point of a few misses. I don't know what Vicky's thoughts are, if those misses are okay after a few big point run there. The service line was definitely their advantage, and then they were able to score some big points in transition by getting their middles involved, flowing the ball both to the left antenna and the right antenna. Good mix-up from Swenson, getting everybody involved offensively.
25-18, Hopkins wins it. We'll take a break, come back. More coverage of Lake Conference Volleyball on Channel 12 after this timeout.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
The great outside.
We both love the outdoors.
So shiny.
That's not a flower. We both love geology.
Oh, look. An igneous one.
That's not a rock. And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
That's not a dog. Hanging out has been kind of fun.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Mom, can we get some ice cream? Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
John Jacobson, Andy Gugesberg back with you at the Lindbergh Center in Minnetonka. One set in the books. Hopkins, a good start out to a 25-18 win, a 1-0 set lead. Mackenzie Greshel will start it out with the first serve for Wayzata into the net, and gives Hopkins the first point of the set.
You know, Wayzata had a nice little tournament down in Marshall just Friday and Saturday. They may be suffering a little bit from the hangover of that one. We'll see how they recover here.
Finished 5-1 in that tournament. Their only loss coming to Chaska. They have 2 losses on the season, the other against a North St. Paul team that has come into this week still unbeaten. Hopkins 2 losses against Chaska and Roseville, both last week.
Yeah, North St. Paul, another team under a lot of people's radar, but they won't be for long. They keep that undefeated streak going.
Jazz Martin able to knock home the overpass in front. Quick 3-0 lead again, much like the first set here for Hopkins. Ingrid Werner to serve for the Royals. To Wilson, Greshel has to save it. And knocked over by Berg. Moreland puts it away.
Moreland doing a nice job of not just running right next to Sam here. She runs that 31 again, and you see one blocker up, right side blocker not quite aware of what's coming at her, and that's going to be a problem.
That one fell outside, and it's a point for Wayzata. Almost dropped in for a point there for Werner, but just missed on the line.
Werner with another nice service run there.
Berg serve and long. Well, that's tough. You give away 2 points in the first 5 on serves.
Yeah,
first serve.
Yeah, you know, they always say it's hard to put a run together if you miss your first serve, and especially after your opponents give you one, you never want to give that ball right back.
Good serve by Swenson. Wayzata recovers. Swenson gets up front. He sets for Martin. Gets it off the block.
Martin does a nice job here seeing the seam and attacking in between the 2 blockers. After Moreland scored on that last 31, middle blocker definitely has to pay more attention to her. That's going to leave that opening. You see it right here. We got the serve. We're going to get an easy shot over. Ball's dug up nicely. We little late on the close. Martin takes advantage of it and goes right off the inside hands for the tool, but it falls in the court. Nice swing by her. Not the start that Wayzata was looking for coming out of this end of the first set. We'll see if they can reset and go. Coach Jackson getting excited, trying to fire up the troops a little bit here, and we'll see what happens. A lot of leadership on both sides of the court. We're going to see who steps up and who steps away, I guess, would be the way to put it.
Well, the Hopkins right now playing, they've had a couple service errors, but been aggressive serving. Played pretty error-free for the most part in the rest of their game. There's a point, though, for Wayzata. Good attack, and maybe a start of some momentum for them. Make it 6-2 as Lure will come back and serve. Swenson missed on that, and it's 2 points for Wayzata.
Tried to go back to that 31 set. I don't know if Moreland missed it or mishit it or what it was there. Wasn't quite what she was going for, though.
Good dig up by Berg. Here's Dilly Starks. Floats it over. Werner dove to the floor for that. Erickson's hit is blocked.
Good team defense by Wayzata there. Nice block by Baufield.
Well, we're trying to make it 6-5. Swenson had to run for that one. Short set, Greshel is tapped over by Bautfield in the middle. Swenson back for Martin. Over to Greshel. Hit across by Jaggerson. Moreland drops it in, back row. Point for Hopkins.
Watch Swenson here in a bad position, still finds a way to get Moreland the ball. She is able to find her middles from more spots in the court than any setter I've seen in a long time.
Good hit, and the point for Jaggerson and Wayzata.
Jaggerson's so long, just the way she moves. She's so fluid and dynamic with her approach. Gets up on this ball really well. I really like the way she's playing.
Martin stumbling a little bit on that serve receive. Jaggerson again. Swenson back for Erickson, blocked by Bautfield. Greshel across. Swenson digs it up. Erickson across, and the hit dug up by Berg. Bautfield tapping it over. Werner with a nice dig. And a finally hit across for a point. It was a good rally. Hopkins ends up with the point in the end.
It's a great long rally. Started with a little bit of a mishandle by Martin on serve receive. Had some great digs back there. Good defense on both sides of the ball. Swenson does a great job of reversing the ball about 18 feet back to the right antenna for the kill. Middles can dig. Moreland with a nice dig there.
Erickson puts it away for Hopkins. Audrey Erickson, senior outside hitter. Berg up, Greshel racing to that ball and just tapped over by Jaggerson. In the middle. Hit received by Wayzata, and that's put away by Bautfield.
Like the slide tempo here. Bautfield waits and then chases that ball down, beats the ball to the antenna. Really nice swing for her.
And that's timing on that plate. Swenson and Ellie Mogg can't connect, and it's 9-7. Wayzata back to within 2. Mogg blocked by Bautfield. Werner got it up, and then Bautfield combining with Berg. And Wayzata out of that timeout has come up fired up, and they're down just one at 9-8. Berg gets the solo block.
Berg lines up her shoulder really nicely there. It's a great looking block. Now an ace. We got us a ball game here, 9-9.
Now Hopkins making a few mistakes. Wayzata taking advantage, 9-9. For their first lead of the night.
Nice
Great dig by Wilson. Billy Starks. Set and long on the hit from Greta Werner. And now Wayzata does have the lead at 10-9.
Good set out here. It's a nice high ball. Werner trying for that deep 6 and just misses long. Go back to the same hitter. Like that choice.
Nice attack in the kill for Kate Berg. Timeout Hopkins.
There's that response that Jackson was looking for during the last timeout, finding his athletes excited. We look right here. We got a great serve. Last ball was hit out of bounds. We repeat the hitter. Nice swing, goes off the block. Good dig, and then we go a little faster tempo from Greshel to Berg here, beating the block. Hands are up a little bit late. That results in the kill we see from Berg here. You can tell those two have been working together for a couple of years by the fact that that tempo set came in and Berg saw it coming ahead of time. Really, really good looking play Jackson's got to be proud of his players right now, and as we look at Coach Swenson, she knows her players are struggling a little bit. Take a deep breath. Let's get back out there and take care of it. Here we go. Jaggerston still serving off the timeout here. See if she can continue this run.
These teams will meet again October 14th at Wayzata.
This Lake Conference is getting tougher and tougher every year. For a couple of years, it was mainly these two teams, and now I believe we got Eden Prairie. Edina's causing some damage. All sorts of great squads in this conference. No night off.
Audrey Erickson with the kill. Stops the run for Wayzata. Royals back to within one.
Erickson back to serve here. To Wilson. Greshel to Berg. Jasmine in the seam. A little too much touch on that ball. Over the net and back out of bounds. Nice swing by Berg.
Back to a 2-point lead for Wayzata at 12-10. Baufield serving. Front row Greta Werner off the set, but was dug up by Dilly Starks, trying to get another one there. And over by Moore. So he's kind of scrambled for that point, but they got it.
The dreaded no-go defensively. Three players both all looked at each other and the ball, and nobody moved for it. Great decision by Lure to make that play.
High in the air, this will come back toward us. Point for Hopkins to make it 13-11.
Werner gets that high reach. And we have Baufield staying in right now, middle passing in the right back position over here.
Krista Hilger's serve just crawls over the net and down.
Home court advantage, knowing how tight that net is so you can bounce it off the top. I hope they don't practice that, but I wouldn't put it past Swenson to find a way. She's been able to get great results out of her kids for the last 20 years.
Back set to Lure. Cuts it nicely cross court deep for a point. Trojans by 2. Look at it again.
Another slide set from Greshel. This one to Lure, who goes back to that 1-6 seam right where the right back defender should be playing. Greshel misses her serve for the second time this set. Werner back to serve for the Royals.
Ingrid Werner with the serve. Greshel setting for Lure.
At 31 set again. Swenson looking for the outside hitter, not recognizing that the middle set was coming to that 31 zone. I believe in their system she's supposed to help out on that. We'll get it next time.
Martin. Berg scrambles to her feet and Lure bumps it over. Swenson dumping it down for a point. Well, go as an ace. Trojans couldn't get the pass. They were tied at 15, so Hopkins, after Wayzata had taken the lead there for a bit, come back to tie it. Now we'll look to go back out in front. Ball played to Lure, got it over Moreland. Swenson to Martin. Hopkins is back in front.
Good transition ball. Martin gets her feet back and then comes in hard for the ball. Big kill. Got an official timeout here. Scoreboard error here. We get in the score situated. Surprised we didn't hear from the parents. That tends to be one of the first things they notice when that score goes bad. And we're live.
Got it set now, 16-15. Greshel back to Dilly Starks. Swenson to Martin. Outfield scrambling over for that. Right, and again, the error on Hopkins will tie it up for Wayzata.
Mishandle there on the second contact. Lure to serve with this nice little jump float here.
There, it's a point for Wayzata.
Saw an opening right down that right sideline and went for it. That's a great serve, catching the Royals passers leaning the other way.
Ball at the net. Greshel back to Dilly Starks. Down for a point.
Nice back set here to Dilly Starks. Hits that 160. Ooh, off the block. Hilgers was moving the wrong way. Comes back a little bit late.
Lower Sewer. Nice serve. And Hopkins able to recover very quickly. Good dig by Warner and Swenson to Moreland. And that happened in a hurry. Look at it again. It took about a second and a half.
Yeah, it's a quick hands from Swenson. Quick swing from Moreland. Great play. Martin for the serve there.
Billy Starks got it off Swenson. Trojans get the point. The serve back.
Dilly starts finding her groove here in the second set. A little bit of a struggle in the first. Finding a nice rhythm on the right side there.
6-foot senior right side hitter. Team leading by 2. Moreland blocked this time by Bowfield. Couldn't get it down for a point. Moreland get credit for the kill, 19-18.
Ostenzo into the front row for Hopkins.
Serve missing for Ruby Moreland. Big point for Wayzata.
Jeggerson back to serve. Went on a nice run the last time she had the ball.
Billy Starks, Greshel, Berg. Swenson dug that up. Berg will tap it with a Hopkins player in the net.
Swenson does a great job of reading this shot down the line and takes a jab step to her right to pick it up. Unfortunately, we had a net violation. We have another timeout by Hopkins here, I believe. Down 18-21. Good volleyball right now. Pretty limited on the air side. A lot of teams, both teams earning a lot of points, excuse me. Good stuff happening on both sides. What we're going to see off this timeout, we're probably going to see Swenson take control of it. I believe we have Ostenzo in the front row. She hasn't been set yet. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a great pass if Swenson goes for her here and tries to catch Wayzata's block off guard. Good run again by Jaggerson, like we said last time. Last time she had the ball behind the service line, gave the Trojans their first lead of the night, and now she's on another run here.
Hopkins led early in the second set, but were unable to sustain the momentum. Wayzata took an early timeout after falling behind. And they have been the better team since, leading now 21-18. Swenson back set for Erickson, blocked by Berg.
It's a nice block. It's good vision by Berg on the back set there, reading the block. We're going to have a sub here. We're going to have ninth grader, excuse me, Tara Lee entering the match. First time for her this evening.
Serve into the net for Jaggerson. Well, that's happened to them 4 times in this set on the first serve, but they're still leading 22-19, so they're hoping it doesn't hurt them in the end here.
Erickson back in the game for Lee. She's going to step back and serve. Swenson probably just wanted a little shift in momentum here. Out of timeouts, takes that substitution to slow the game down.
Play around the net.
Net violation. on Wayzata. Gives the Royals 20. 20-22. Erickson still serving.
Erickson going for Wilson. Greshel setting up Berg. Ball dancing on the net. Greshel, Wilson. Floated over. Swenson outside for Greta Werner. Another net violation on Wayzata. On Greshel, I believe, and it's 22-21.
These two teams battle every time we're here.
Greshel across for Berg, blocked by Swenson. Tied at 22.
There's that tempo ball that worked for him last time. This time Swenson sees it coming, has her hands up right where they need to be. That's why you live and die by that fast set. If it's on and the block doesn't know it's coming, all sorts of success for your team. If the block knows it's coming, you don't have enough time as a hitter to see the block, and you're going to go right into it more often than not. Swenson does a great job of lining up that ball, getting in front of Berg, and pressing over to block. We'll see what happens off this timeout. We're right where we want to be, 22-22 in set two. Good volleyball on both sides of the net right now.
Wayzata coming up will face Eden Prairie on Thursday, and I know it's a team you're very high on, Andy.
Eden Prairie's got a senior class that's been playing together for 4 years, and a lot of those kids have been playing together year-round. They got Moore, who isn't as flashy as Swenson, but puts her hitters in just as good of situations. She is going to Concordia, great kid. Bunch of other D1, D2 talent on that team as well.
Berg hit off the block, but out of play, so it's a point for Wayzata, and they're at 23.
Ostenza does a pretty good job of closing, but not quite as good a job of holding her block steady, so Berg is able to throw it off her and out of bounds. Sub in for the Royals, DeWittson for Martin for passing help here.
Swenson got it for Greta Werner. Big point for Hopkins.
It's a nice swing for the sophomore there. Good set all the way to the antenna. Does a really good job, Werner does, of taking that ball where it wants to go right down the line. Back to serve now is Werner. Martin back in the game, 23-23.
Outside, Berg floating it over the block. Swenson, toss to Martin, and she'll drop it over, and we get to the floor. Berg thought she had dug it up cleanly.
Down ref had that ball down. That was not the call. The up ref called a ball handling violation, as it turns out.
Set point now for Hopkins. And Berg. Nice play by Erickson to get to that ball. Play at the net, Martin dropping it over, and a point for Hopkins.
Martin's big mitts all over that ball as Greshel started to send it over. Nice coverage attempt, but the lift is the call here. Got a nice serve from Werner. Little bit of a trouble with the pass. Berg does a nice job tipping that ball. Read well. Ball goes right back over. Martin's big hands all over that ball. Tried to get covered. No such luck here. Pretty good volleyball 2 sets in. Hopkins does have the 2-0 set lead, but not for lack of trying or lack of great volleyball on the part of the Trojans. Good volleyball on both sides.
We'll take time out. Hopkins up 2-0 on Wayzata. Back with more on Lake Conference Volleyball live on this Tuesday night on Channel 12 in a moment.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Mom, can we get some ice cream? Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams.
Michael Adams.
Students who miss 18 days of school in any grade risk falling behind and not graduating. Absences add up. Keep track at boostattendance.org today.
Adopting a new pet is a rewarding experience. And Shelter Pets make super pets. Your new best friend will steal your heart, bring you happiness, and enrich your life for years to come. You can make a difference in the life of an animal. Adopt and bring home a shelter pet today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
With Andy Guggesberg, I'm John Jacobson. Thanks for tuning in for Channel 12's coverage of high school volleyball for this season. It's our season opener for volleyball, and two great teams. And well, it's a tough one for Wayzata to lose. Certainly, they can come back, and not unheard of for teams to come back from 0-2 to win 3 straight. When you hit that late by a few points and then you don't win it, that's tough.
That's exactly right. It's hard to have a lead after 20 and lose the set and then recover. We'll see the mental fortitude of the Wayzata Trojans right here as we get started with set 3. A lot of good volleyball. I mean, not for lack of trying on the part of the Trojans. They're playing some really nice volleyball. Hopkins just firing on all cylinders right now. Really, really good team to watch.
So as we started the first set, so we'll start the third with Carissa Hilgers serving for Hopkins. A little miscommunication there between Baufield and Wilson as to who was going to hit the ball, and it drops for Hopkins' point.
Hilgers gave us a 4-0 run to start the match, I believe. We'll see if she's got another one up her sleeve here.
Martin at the net was trying to get a kill. Mogg trying to put one away. Dilly Starks went to the floor to play it. Now Swenson put to Mogg as a point. Mogg got a couple of kills early in that first set.
Yeah, had a couple kills early, ran into some trouble in the second set, was put on the bench for Ostenzo, and is back in the third and doing some nice things. Mogg with the reach to go get that ball.
Lure able to drop it over Hopkins' block at the net and then put away by Erickson. Kind of a scrambling point here for Hopkins. They really had to race to get to that ball. Swenson actually put it away. It was Erickson with a great dig
Erickson
on that.
with the great pancake to start that play.
Dilly Starks cross court gets missed, and it's a point for Hopkins. And so they do get a 4-0 start to begin the third.
Good set, cross court. Dilly Starks again. That ball's a little further inside than she wants it. She's got to take a little bit off that ball to keep it in play there. That's 2 or 3 of those balls this match.
Hilgers floating the serve. Swenson to Martin. 5-0 start for Hopkins. Timeout Wayzata.
Great set to Martin, who goes around the block. From our angle, it looked like she went over it, but she goes around the block there for a nice cross-court cut shot for the kill. You know, I want to go back to I believe it was the second point of the set here where Erickson pancakes that ball and Swenson throws it over. Now, I know up in this neck of the woods, as well as all over the state of Minnesota, that play has been called the same thing for about a decade, and it's called the Pinata Push, made famous by Marcy Pinata back when she played for Armstrong, if memory serves. I just had a flashback right there. Pinata had a nice little career for the U of M. I think Swenson's going to as well. It's just vision and being around the game. Swenson's been around this game. I guarantee you Vicky had her in a ball cart at 2 months old, walking around, making sure she got as much volleyball as she could. And that's a play that only a seasoned veteran will make.
We had some great volleyball in Channel 12 in the early 2000s. The late Jose Jones and I called a lot of matches with Marcy Pinata playing for Armstrong against like Kelly Bowman of Osseo, and those two went head-to-head for years.
That would have been some fun volleyball to watch.
It's funny, we did a story with them when they both went to the Gophers, and they said, we hated each other in high school. And they got to be terrific friends when they got to the U.
It's amazing what happens when you're on the same side of the net. There have been multiple situations of that where high school enemies become really good college teammates.
Now, Wayzata got on the board. They're down 5-1 here. Dilly Starks across for Jaggerson. Here's Swenson now to Martin. Blocked nicely by Dilly Starks, and a good dig up by Hilgers.
Berg cuts off Jaggerson to play that first ball. Back to Dilly Starks. Speed in that on that right side of the court again. Seems to be an issue there. Seem to have some problems picking up that short ball inside. Vicky sees it and makes an adjustment. We're going to see Allison Jensen for the first time this evening. Berg back to serve. Wayzata down 2-5.
Jensen, junior defensive specialist. This one will go off of her. And for a Wayzata point.
Jackson knows always go after the new kid in serve receive. Right. And Swenson adjusts and brings Martin back to pass.
Hopkins scrambling a little bit on that serve receive, but able to get it. And net violation on Hopkins. And it's 5-4, so a 4-0 run for Wayzata. Berg serving for a tie.
Martin with a good pass.
Mog with a kill.
Mog coming across there. When she's in the 2 zone in the right front and she hits that fade across, there hasn't been a team in the last couple years that's been able to stop her. She hits that shot very well.
Off of Moreland, it's a kill for Jaggerson and Wayzata.
Nice set by Greschel there. Out to Jaggerson. We see Lord a little bit late on the close, and that ball's right in the 6.
Serve just missing long for a lure. It's 7-5 Royals.
Erickson back in the game for the Royals. Swenson back to serve.
Coach Swenson saying her daughter's still not 100%. Had a preseason ankle injury. He's coming back, but still not quite the same jump to her game yet.
Yeah, I was able to watch them when they opened the season in August against Osseo, I believe, and didn't quite look herself there. Looks way more comfortable right now, even though that serve will prove otherwise. Still not quite jumping and moving as well as she'd like to be, but almost there.
Billy Starks got it down. Hilgers thought it might land long. It did not, and we're tied at 7. Swenson back to Martin. Greschel back set. Dilly Starks handled by Hilgers. Swenson for Moreland for the point.
Ruby does a really good job of getting herself available here. We got a Greschel with a nice ball back on the slide. She gets off. No, she can't get in for the B. Comes in off of one leg in front. Really athletic play there.
Dilly Starks off of Swenson for a point.
Dilly Starks demanding that ball after the pass. Knew she wanted it, knew where she wanted to go with it, and does a really, really nice job putting that ball away. DeWitt's back in the game.
Jaggerson serves. Greta Werner over. Here's Berg, blocked
by Lee.
Attack from Baufield, handled by the Royals. Greta Werner again. And a point for Hopkins. Good individual plays within that rally.
Absolutely true. Lee starts it with a nice block that gets picked up well, and it's finished by Werner seeing the hand of Greschel and going off it for the kill.
Moreland. Wayzata couldn't handle the serve, and it's an ace. Royals up by 2, 10-8. Right into the net, gives it back.
Moreland knew off the toss that wasn't going to go where she wanted to. She was halfway to the bench before the ball hit the net. Those will happen. You've been around the game long enough, you can tell when it ain't going to go well for you.
Swenson the Mog off of Lure. Greschel sitting across for Berg.
Pick up by Lee, push over by Werner.
I'll go to Berg again, trying to go down the line.
Net violation here.
Net violation on Hopkins.
Lee giving her line, and she missed, but we do have a net violation, so Wayzata still get the point. We got a 10-10 tie.
Served by Baufield. Greta Werner. Got it off the Wayzata blockers without a play off the Trojans. Hopkins back up one, Martin in. And back out goes Nicole DeWitt. Tara Lee, the freshman, with the serve. Swenson with the block.
Mog does
Swenson
a nice job
Mog
closing in there, and nice block. Lee's got a pretty progressive serve here for a freshman. Does a really nice job, and I jinxed her. I'm going to hear about that one from Swenson. Erickson back in the game.
The niece of Vicki Swenson, Tara Lee, the freshman, will come out now. Outside, Werner got it between the blockers. And Lure somehow got it over Erickson, then got it to Swenson. Now Wayzata trying to recover. Berg with a swing. It's a point for Wayzata.
Bird recognizing here that the block is a little late in forming. Goes through the hands of it, off the top of the hands. Nice seam kill there.
Greschel, the setter, serving. Martin. Swenson, and somehow put over nicely by Greta Werner. Berg this time too strong.
Swenson did a nice job adjusting her block from the last ball that went in between, and takes away more cross, giving her line, and Berg misses for the second time down that line.
Pressure for Dilly Starks. Dug up by Ingrid Werner. Greschel for Lure. Big kill for the senior Sabrina Lure.
31 seems to be scoring at will here. Got another one here where we don't have a block up in front. Lure goes up with an empty net and does a nice job of swinging to score there.
Samantha Stenso back in for Hopkins. Ellie Mogg out. Tied at 13. Wayzata serving. And that's an ace. Goes off Greta Werner. Now Hilger's in. And Greta Werner out.
18 subs in the high school game, and Swenson, I think, is going to try and use all of them this set.
Low ball dug up by Erickson. Swenson will push it across. Greshel to Lure. Another kill from Lure. 2-point Wayzata lead.
Lure does a great job there. She gets up, she gets available, she notices Martin isn't in to help and takes that ball right where it wants to go. Great swing by her.
Swenson for Martin. It's an important point for Hopkins back. Pulling them within one. Moreland is back in for Hopkins. Ingrid Werner serving. Greshel for Dilly Starks. Dug up by Erickson. Martin mishit. 16-14 Wayzata.
Nice dig by Erickson over there. Good set by Swenson. Martin wants to go line and just over rotates her hip a little bit. Nice stab by Werner.
Swenson to Moreland for the point.
Smarter, not harder, as Marlin mishits this ball, but it still finds a way to get to the deep corner. Little backspin there. I don't think that was the shot she was looking for, but it goes up on the scoreboard just the same.
Swenson serving. Wilson handled that. Quick set to Bowfield. Dug up by Ingrid Werner. Set across for Jaggerson. Hilger's up front. I was going to say too tight for the net, but Swenson somehow able to get it to Moreland. And then Bowfield in the middle. As Hopkins couldn't reset on defense, puts it away.
Ballfield is a dynamic middle here. You watch her go in front, off one leg, and just reach for this ball. Great swing by her. Good set by Greshel.
And Moreland. It's another kill.
These middles are having their days right now. Normally your middle position is primarily a blocker. They'll get the ball here and there, especially with the outside hitters that both Wayzata and Hopkins have. But Setter's able to find these middles right now and do some really good stuff. A lot of points coming out of the middle.
Erickson up for Swenson. Moreland ties it up.
Good take by Erickson. Swenson finds Moreland. Moreland up before the block and over and down.
Jaggerson's hit handled by Martin. Here comes Erickson with the attack. And the Royals with a mini runner back in front.
Nice cross court. The Trojans do a great job of swinging their defense over, but Wilson's a little late getting her right hip around that ball. Another good serve by Martin.
Greshel getting it back for Bowfield. Missed on the hit. Too long. 19-17 Hopkins. Timeout Wayzata.
It's a 4 or 5 point run here by Hopkins. Good serving by Martin. Great defense across the board. The connection with Swenson and Moreland is fun to watch right now. They're able to get the middle of the ball a lot. Moreland doing a great job of staying athletic, getting off, getting available, making it a real nice, easy job for Swenson to find her. Good offensive transition kills.
You mentioned Wayzata's next match against Eden Prairie coming up on Thursday. Hopkins has Edina Thursday at Edina, and then they'll face Wayzata next Tuesday. They'll face Eden Prairie next Tuesday, and then Minnetonka as they go through the rest of the Lake Conference here in the next 10 days.
Yeah, how could I forget Minnetonka when talking about the Great Lake Conference right now? A lot of talent all the way through there.
Yeah, it's Martin long on the serve coming out of the timeout. Big point for Wayzata.
Call that a coach point. Nice timeout. Ice the server a little bit. Martin comes up, misses that serve. Now we'll see Berg serve. Oh, excuse me, Jaggerson.
Jaggerson's serve is long. 20-18 Royals. Holly Myers in for Wayzata. And for Hopkins, Maggie Gallagher in for the first time. Osseo also in. And Gallagher, the senior, serving here. Ball goes outside to Berg. Scramble forward. That's a point for Wayzata. Gallagher out, and back in is Ingrid Werner. Baufield serving, looking to tie it up for her team. Swenson back for Erickson. Dug up by Myers. Front row Berg attacking.
Double contact is the call.
And it's a 21-19 Hopkins.
One with a nice dig.
Swenson to Greta Werner, too strong on her hit.
Got to making the same error Starks is. Ball's a little inside, over adjusting to it, coming in a little too hot. Got to take a little off that ball, find that deep line.
Here's Greschel. Swenson across. Greta Werner getting this one down. Took it off the top of the block.
Good smart swing by Werner to find the deep hole there. She'll go back to serve. Martin back in the game. 3 points from the match.
That'll go down for an ace. Baufield couldn't get it up. And it's 23-20. Greta Werner floating this one.
We're with the tip over.
Here's Martin attacking. Set and match point for Hopkins. Olivia Hawkins Jr. Nope, thought she was going to come in, does not. Off the set from Werner. Wayzata scrambling to keep alive here. Swenson across to Martin. And there it is.
Enough for the win right there. Martin finds the hole right behind the block to finish this match. Royals win the set 25-20 and win the match 3-0.
Your thoughts overall on both teams tonight?
I thought both teams did a really good job. We'll watch this last point develop here. That kind of says it all right there. A little bit of trouble in serve receive. Get the ball to Swenson. She'll find a way to find a winner. And Martin, as she did all night, finds a way to score. Pretty good volleyball on both sides of the net. The score doesn't necessarily show it with a 3-0 sweep, but Wayzata did some really good things there. Hopkins obviously did great things throughout the night with a 3-0 sweep. Going to be exciting to see these teams play again in October. I know both teams have a lot that they're going to want to work on. Swenson is going to be happy with the win, but I'm sure we'll have some notes on things she wants to improve. Jackson will go back to the drawing board and find a way so he can reset for Thursday.
We'll take time out, continue, come back with our post game in a moment. Hopkins defeating Wayzata, and more Lake Conference volleyball from the Lindbergh Center after this timeout.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
That's low. That's low.
Look, he's blushing.
Mic check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach your
likes you.
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
Hopkins Royals pick up their first late conference win of the season and their first match of the conference year. They sweep Wayzata here 3-0 at the Lindbergh Center. Welcome back, John Jacobson with Samantha Seliger-Swencer and Ingrid Werner. And Ingrid, tell me about tonight's play. How important was this match for you guys after last week losing the 2 to Chaska and to Roseville?
I think this win was really important for the team because it really shows that we can come back from losses no matter how many. We know as a team we're good enough to beat some of the teams we lost to. And Wayzata is a good team, so by beating them, we just showed we can come back as a team. We've been working really hard in practice.
What were the things you worked on specifically in practice to get ready for tonight?
We worked on a lot of ball control, like a lot of ball control drills. And because before in our losses, that was probably our weakest point, but now our ball control was a lot stronger today.
Your defense was good, and you also didn't make a lot of errors. I mean, how important is that in a match that you're not hurting yourself?
It's super important not to get beat by yourself as opposed to the other team, because that's even worse, because then you know you weren't trying as hard as you could have, and you could have done something differently.
It's the start of the conference season tonight. How do you look at the rest of the teams? There's a lot of good teams. It's a small conference, but all 5 of you have really competitive teams this year, don't you?
Yeah, we have one of the best conferences in the state, in my opinion. So it's going to be fun, but we've been used to that for a few years. So we're just going to try our best, and because we're one of the good teams too, so that'll be fun.
Enjoy this one. Good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Sam, tell me about this win tonight and how you guys played. What do you think you guys did well against Wayzata?
I think we had really good ball control from our defensive players and our outside hitters, and even our right side hitters too. I think we played really well as a team, and that's what helped us win in the end.
You like the potential for this team and how good you could be perhaps in 6 weeks from now?
Yeah, I think that we lost 2 matches last week to some ranked teams that we think we could have won, but I think that just shows that we worked really hard in practice and kind of regrouped, so now we're on our way up.
What did you learn from those last losses to Chaska and Roseville?
Well, we're definitely going to have to outwork teams because there are a lot of good teams in the state, talent-wise, so we're just going to have to work together as a team, as one unit.
You got Edina Thursday. I know Eden Prairie on the horizon next week, another good team. Do you like playing this kind of schedule? You're playing good teams. You started out the year with Osseo and then the 2 you mentioned last week and more coming down the road.
Yeah, I think playing in the tough conference it makes us way better than we would if we were in a weaker conference, because every night we have to be ready to play and there can be no off nights if you want to win in the late conference.
What do you guys need to work on and improve on to get better as a team here as the season goes on?
I think just serving and passing, those are the 2 most important things. If you can serve and pass, you can win. So I think we'll keep working on that in practice, and hopefully we'll keep getting the wins.
Congratulations on the win. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Hopkins Royals, nice win here at home tonight. They defeat a good Wayzata team in 3. Sets are all close, but Hopkins wins in 3 and starts its Lake Conference season 1-0. And again, they'll take on Edina on Thursday in the next conference match. That'll do it for our telecast tonight from the Lindbergh Center. For Andy Guggesberg and all of our crew, I'm John Jacobson. Thanks for watching Channel 12's live coverage of Lake Conference Volleyball tonight.